ICT said that this setup, the silver bullet setup, provides a trade every single day, and I've tested it and found it's very profitable over time. So if you're interested to learn this simple strategy, make sure to watch to the end. And if you like the video, I'd appreciate you leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, as well as joining the free Discord. But let's get into it. If you're someone that can't spend all your day looking at the charts, then this strategy is going to be perfect for you. Because as you can see here, you're going to be looking for a trade between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. New York time. So you can come to the bottom right of your screen, change the time zone to UTC -4 New York, get it set up like this, and you're going to be trading in a 1 hour window. So if you're restricted on time, then this strategy is perfect for you. So then the first thing you're going to do just before 10 a.m. New York time every day is look back at the recent price action and mark up any points of liquidity. This could be equal highs, like something like this, or it could just be swing points, little point there, or swing low here. So any like point that could get taken out and there's a lot of liquidity resting below it, you're going to mark out those points. So I can just do that now. For example, I'm going to be looking at these equal highs here, mark that across, a line, set it up however you want to set it up, mark as liquidity, and then set up any points. You can see this point here has already been taken before the time, so we can ignore it. But something like this is still going to be valid. Just any points of recent liquidity. And then the swing low, see the swing points are going to be more important, and if they get taken, there's going to be a high probability that the setup plays out. But anything like this, you can mark up as much as you want going back, but just a few either side of the current market is going to be enough. And so then once this happens, you're going to be looking for two things. If you have a daily bias, obviously you can use that, but you don't need a daily bias. And so you're going to be waiting for one of these points of liquidity to get taken, and then a change of character. And again, this is going to be on the 1 minute, as we're trading in a 1 hour window. You're going to want to be on the lower time frame to catch those big risk reward moves. So then for a bullish setup, you might see something like this at 10 a.m. Price might come down, take out that liquidity a bit, form some structure, sweep this liquidity, cause a change of character, and then you're going to want to get in on a extreme imbalance or an order block. So in this case, a demand zone. Come down there and then take price up to some opposing liquidity, wherever you want to target. Something like that. So this could be your bullish setup. If I just mark up here, you have change of character. That's the key thing. Once you've got a liquidity grab, you'll be looking for a change of character. And then you're going to look to get in on some imbalance down here. So for example, there could be some imbalance, or this could be a demand zone. Whatever it is, you're going to be looking to get in, buy order, buy limits of the imbalance, place your stop loss either below the imbalance candle or below the low. So I'll get into some proper chart examples in a minute, where you can actually see where you can place your stop loss and where your entries would be. But this is the technical setup for a bullish scenario if you want to take a picture of that. So quickly, if you wanted to take a picture of a bearish setup, it would look something like this. But now we'll get into the charts. So just for reference, this is Tuesday the 9th of May on the 1 minute, if you want to have a look at this on your own. And I'm using an indicator, trading session indicator, just to highlight the zone that I want to be trading in. And so if you come up to indicators, and if you search a trading session, it's the second one here, trading session indicator, this one here. So you can just add that to your chart, change the time to 10 to 11, change the color to whatever you want, and it will highlight the background for when you're looking for setups. So if we just take it back in replay mode to just before 10 a.m, and we can mark up some previous liquidity. So the first thing I see, this looks like a nice point, but as you can see, it's been taken just before 10 a.m. So we're going to be ignoring that. And some other points of liquidity, there's some liquidity down here, so we can mark that up. There's also some swing liquidity here, which if it gets taken, that could be a nice setup. But for buy side liquidity, see some above here and above, just a high above it, quite close together, but that doesn't matter. Either of them get taken, then we can look for our change of character and go in short. So marking on liquidity will be a bit discretionary. You might call this liquidity, but to be honest, it doesn't matter too much, because if that gets taken, the liquidity right above it is most likely going to get taken as well. And so once you've marked up your liquidity, you're going to just wait for price to do what it does. You can even leave the charts for a bit because it's quite far away, and set alerts at these levels, but we'll just play and see what happens. So first liquidity got taken, and the second liquidity has also got taken. So once this liquidity got taken, if we got a change of character, we could look to go long, but getting the most extreme liquidity taken is going to be ideal. And that happened, and then structure got broken. You can see prices coming down, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So this is the last lower high that we want to get broken for a change of character, so I'll mark that up now. So there's our change of character. We got liquidity swept, and then we got a change of character, and so we're going to be looking to get in from imbalance or an order block. There doesn't look to be any order blocks, but there is a little bit of imbalance between here. Then sometimes it will be small, sometimes it will be a bit bigger, and then what you can do is place your limits, because we've got the change of character confirmed, and we're entering from the extreme imbalance. So place your limit there, and then you can place your stop loss either below the low or below the candle before the imbalance, which in this case is the same. You can see the imbalance is made of 3 candles, this candle here, and this candle here. So the first candle, you want to place your stop loss below that, or in a bearish scenario above it. But in this case, we will place our stop loss just below there. And then to target some liquidity, there's going to be some up here that we could target for a nice 1 to 4.9. So that's a very nice risk reward trade. And whilst this isn't a trade that I took, it is a trade that follows the rules exactly. And so if you start trading a strategy on some pairs, then this would be a trade that you would have taken if you followed the rules. But let's just let it play out and see what happens. So you do get triggered, and it comes a bit below the imbalance and then takes out some more liquidity, and we get change of character. You could have maybe got another entry somewhere from this demand zone, and price is slowly going up, and there we go. There, take profit, hit. It took the whole day almost to reach our take profit, and that's okay. We're just looking for setups within this zone. If you wanted to, you could only enter trades in this time as well, but it's quite a short window to get a setup and a trade. It's not going to happen all the time, and it can be quite frustrating if you're constantly looking at the charts not getting trades, but that's entirely up to you. Trade it how you want, but this is how I do it. And whilst you can get a trade every day, you might not get a trade every day on one pair, so you might have to look at all the major pairs. If you don't get a setup on the pair that you want to trade, look at some others. Or if you just want to stick to one pair and not get a trade every day, but maybe a couple trades a week, then that's up to you. But across the majors, it will provide a trade setup every day. So then the next setup was on Monday the 8th of May on USD JPY. And if we go to the replay mode just before the time, we will mark up our liquidity. So as you can see, there's some equal highs here. They're getting taken. A little bit of liquidity is being built up here. It's not perfect equal highs, but it is still what I would class as liquidity. So we can mark that up. Then further up, you've got some more equal highs over here. So that's going to be some more liquidity. And then possibly just this bit below. But if that gets taken, then I assume the equal highs would also get taken. So we can mark that up. And then as for sell side liquidity, there's just really, you could class all of this as some liquidity, but most likely just going to be looking for the swing low to get taken before going long. So that looks good for me. If we get any of this liquidity taken, we're going to wait for a change of character and then look to get in from some imbalance. So we just let it play out and see what happens. And as you can see, get a huge bullish candle, and then followed by a couple of indecision candles and then a huge bearish candle. So to me, this looks like liquidity is being grabbed. You've even got a bit of a supply zone here that you could look at. And so if we get a change of character, we can look to go short from some imbalance in here. You see this zone, but we'll wait for a change of character first if we get it. And the change of character would be break of this low. So we get a break below there, then it will be a valid change of character. Even though this market structure can be a bit choppy, and whether you want to talk about having a change of character is up to you. And so we'll see what happens now. Okay, and we got a break, not just below here, but also below this point, which is quite good to know. And so then we can look to mark up the imbalance and place our limits at the low of the imbalance in this case, and then stop loss above the imbalance candle, but it's near the top of this area, so I'm just going to place it up there, and then we'll wait to see what happens before we look to target anywhere. Okay, so we get tagged in nicely, and your first target, maybe main target, will just be here, 3.45% in one trade. Very nice. If you wanted to target somewhere else, doesn't really look like there's anywhere to target. This is still a very nice trade, 3.4%, and we have been triggered within the window, so that's very nice. And we just let it play out, see what happens. And as you can see, price took down, and we did get a perfect entry for the whole trading day, it turned out in the end. Again, not a trade I took, but follows the rules, and there's no reason why you couldn't have taken it. You might have also looked at this sell side liquidity getting taken here, and then it's not really a change of character unless we break above there. But if you call this a change of character, when you get something like this, and then you break above there, you might have looked to get in on any imbalance, but there's a bit of imbalance there, but there's no extreme imbalance. So this doesn't really look like a bullish setup that you would have taken, because it doesn't really follow the rules. And if it doesn't follow the rules exactly, then just don't take the trade. And if it ends up playing out, then you can learn from it. So those are the two chart examples. Definitely check it out on all the major pairs. And I'll go back to the textbook setup just to summarize the rules. Okay, so if you wanted a picture of the whole strategy textbook setup with the rules, then this is your chance to take it. The rules are going to be mark recent liquidity, wait for liquidity grab, wait for a change of character, enter on the pullback to the extreme imbalance or order block, and then target the opposing liquidity. And so it's a very easy strategy to follow, only takes an hour of your day. So hopefully if you're working, you can get the strategy in. But that's everything I have to tell you. If you like the video, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.